He joins us all the way from Pasadena, California with a preview of today's route. Tanner, good morning.
Oh, good morning, Jordan, and Happy New Year from Pasadena, California. Where we're standing at is just in front of the tournament house. So this is basically the headquarters for the Tournament of Roses. Days before that they march on this road right here. This is Colorado Boulevard, part of the 5-mile route that the 240-member Castle Marching Knights will be marching down on national television. What I can tell you is that in the parade book here that I have, this is the program, Castle High School falls somewhere in the middle of the pack. So what you're watching right now is the color guard. They are warming up because obviously they have a lot of physicality that they have to do here. So they have to get stretched and ready to go and be able to perform their moves correctly. Look at these floats. Aren't they magnificent? They are so cool. And we actually got a behind the scenes look of these floats. Actually, a couple of minutes ago, we were just watching what appears to have been the float judging.
And our Holbrook is in Pasadena, California. Tanner, how important are these final rehearsals?
Well, Randy, these are very important rehearsals because this is really the only time and frankly the final time before the band will get to hear how they sound with each other out here in California before they perform in front of thousands tomorrow and millions on New Year's Day.
So this is your last one. Enjoy it here. Don't overdo it. Okay? Don't overblend it. Just do what your muscle memory is telling you to do.
A message to the Castle Marching Knights. From director to students, echoing through the room as they practice for the last time together this year. As the band's sound echoes through the room, another echo is deep within each of the 240 students here. The echo of a trip of a lifetime. And while drum major Andres Jansen would agree, the room his last marching band rehearsal was in was a bit too echoey.
The sound production was a little bit different than we expected, and I think that affected some tone things, some nerdy stuff.
He would also agree the band is ready to impress millions.
It was a good last rehearsal to prepare us for the Rose Parade.
Well, how do you...
I'm excited. We've been getting ready with that idea for a long time. I think we're pretty mentally prepared for it. I think the music's ready.
And it's music from their show this year entitled Echo that will be on display for thousands at BandFest in Pasadena Saturday. Band directors say they hope with this trip and this last rehearsal, their sound will resonate not only with their students, but with audiences around the world.
I feel great and nothing but pride and excitement. And the performance aspects, knowing that it's some of their last times performing, so for the seniors, some of the last times performing at all with these people as Castle Marching Knights.
As some perform for the last time with this group, no question it's special. It's a rehearsal in sunny California that will certainly be echoed for years to come. And these memories will be everlasting as the band continues sightseeing after a very busy morning here. Oh, by the way, we are in Pasadena along the route here of the parade, the Rose Parade that will be on Monday, New Year's Day. This is that big curve, the corner that we all see on national television, and they are still setting up. We've been watching a lot of the work taking place here, putting up a lot of the grandstands over the last 2 days. Certainly a lot more to do, though, until we make New Year's Day here in just a few days. Randy, we'll send it back to you. Reporting live from Pasadena, California, Tanner Holbrook, 14 News. Oh my goodness, Rob, they were spectacular. Like you said, they blew the faces off of the audience. Some of those audience members have never even heard of the Castle Marching Knights. Well, after today, they certainly did, but it's the parents and the fans that really support the band. Take a watch. It's like a well-oiled machine, one by one.
Yeah, we got some big ones.
These instrument cases are laid out, ready to go for the Castle Marching Knights.
And we're just getting started.
That machine, the Castle Marching Knights pit crew, responsible for transporting the band's equipment from place to place. And one of the men in charge of the pit crew, Jay Albrand, is helping organize this controlled chaos.
200 and something winds, so all of their instruments are on here. Unload them and line them up, and then the kids come find theirs and ready to go.
And Jay has been helping them get ready to go for 6 years.
This is my 10th year having a student in the band.
The pit crew, the behind the scenes of the band that helps this operation work, including driving the Castle Band trailer and semi all the way from Indiana.
33-hour trip, occasionally look up and see, is that snow on the top of the mountains over there? I don't know, it's dark.
Jay and 3 others, all volunteers, drove the trailer and the semi, all to help make this band look this good.
You know, seeing their expression when they come off the field and seeing the plan come together, it's pretty rewarding to me.
While the Castle Band warms up for BandFest, other bands at the festival from around the world perform before the Castle Marching Knights.
We bring you Castle High School.
Have a chance to show off. Castle Band alum Drew Sandgren in the crowd watching his little brother perform.
They played the roof off. They did a great job and everybody loved it. Their big trip is the Rose Bowl Parade, and it's so cool to see them be able to do that, especially with my little brother. I get a little first-hand viewpoint from him, and he can tell me all about it.
Also hearing all about it are Drew's parents.
Got a little emotional.
Becky and Jim. They're just some of the dozens of parents out here in support of the Castle Band.
I don't think a lot of programs can say this, but just the general positivity and support that everyone comes together to cheer for everyone's kid. It's not just I'm here for my kid, I'm here for the whole band. And that atmosphere, that community atmosphere just really travels throughout the year.
And for those dads on the pit crew,
First ones are on the field when they're coming off. Just seeing the look on the kids' faces when they have a good run, and it's pretty cool.
240 members of the Marching Knights on the field, supported by an army of parents and volunteers, all to make this trip a rose and not a thorn. And you see the Castle Marching Knights marching down the track out of the stadium. From there, they march right onto where I'm standing at. You can see behind me, that is the Rose Bowl, the Rose Bowl Stadium out here in Pasadena, California. They were due to go back into that stadium, have a group photo professionally, and then they were due for some sightseeing, which they will be sightseeing again tomorrow ahead of the big Rose Parade on Monday. Rob, we'll send it back to you. I'm reporting live in Pasadena, California. Tanner Holbrook, 14 News. Of course, today is kind of a lay low day for the Castle Marching Knights, so they are doing some sightseeing before the big day tomorrow. I want to let you know we're on the corner of Sierra Madre Boulevard and Colorado Boulevard. This is where the actual end of the Rose Parade will be. We'll get to that coming up here in just a couple of minutes, but first we had to talk about something today, and we wanted to show you the behind the scenes of something else you'll see in the parade. That, of course, is those amazing floats that you'll see marching down the street. Take a watch. The saying goes, every rose has its thorn. But in this float barn in Pasadena, every rose has a story.
Glue is hard.
That story put together by countless volunteers over the course of months.
Hold on, let me get this one not to fall on the other flowers.
Volunteer Jen Roy helping the San Diego Zoo assemble their story on their float, incorporating not only roses, but everything from pearl onions for the middle of flowers to certain beans to represent the stripes on a fish.
And it's kind of a big deal, right?
Right, because the polar bear Jen is working on will be seen by millions around the world.
He swims, right? The water and the bubbles. So here's the bubbles, and here's the blue, the purple blue is going to be the water droplets as he kind of goes through the water.
My nose is right.
Volunteers are a big piece to this massive puzzle, but so are companies like AES, a creative design company in California.
This is supposed to replicate the Australian outback, and so we used a lot of grasses that are indigenous to Australia.
Heidi Hoff with AES says it takes months to design and build a float.
I'm not going to say it's not all that different than your homecoming float because there's a lot of passion and pride that goes into this. Although our structures are probably slightly different than your homecoming float, these are made from steel. They're welded together to create these ornate designs.
Ornate designs that are decorated by natural materials, and those materials are selected by the company's floral director.
He's been doing this for 50 years, so it's his responsibility to look at something new and fresh every year and then decide what makes that the fabric, what makes it look the way it does.
Look at the more than a dozen floats in here and you'll see materials like maize on the maize and blue float, Brussels sprouts to decorate alligators, and of course you can't forget about those roses. And a tent outside the warehouse houses the floral arrangements that are used on each float.
This is my 13th Rose Parade, and every year on January 1st, I have tears in my eyes at the start of the Rose Parade because it's such a moving moment.
A moment helped by carpenters, engineers, and designers. And of course,
Why wouldn't you, right? Do all the things.
an army of volunteers, all to make millions smile at the annual Rose Parade.
Tanner Holbrook's been in sunny California for us from start to finish.
We were here early this morning as the band arrived for the Rose Parade. We followed them all the way to the end of that route. And from start to finish, you can describe the band as grateful and thankful for this once-in-a-lifetime experience. An early morning bus ride. Marching in the Castle Marching Knights. Some kids getting some extra rest in.
We're leaving, grab your horn, make sure you have your horn, here we go.
Before that wake-up call for one of the biggest moments of these kids' young lives.
Kids were in bed, supposed to be by 8 o'clock. I didn't get to sleep till about 11 or so.
The organized chaos quickly organizing into harmony. The band ready to march to the beat of their drum and to the smell of roses. A quick game of hurry up and wait. 3, 2, 1. And a few photos later,
nailed it. Nailed it.
And the parade is ready to start. "20 bands march down Sierra Madre Boulevard in Pasadena to Colorado Boulevard, wowing thousands and thousands of people, including our own.
All hail the Castle High School Marching Knights. This massive marching band is the toast of Newburgh, a charming Indiana township on the shore.
The blue, silver, and black uniforms with the flowing flags with yellow and blue on them on national television, making their hometown, Newburgh, proud.
They deserve it. The Marching Knights, a 32-time Indiana State finalist, 4-time Bands of America Regional Champ, 3-time Bands of America Grand National Championship finalist. They are top drawer, and we are honored to have the Castle Marching Band in the Rose Parade this year.
5.5 miles down the streets of Pasadena, California, the band powered through.
Represent Castle really well.
How's it going so far?
Great.
And the color guard.
Oh, they're doing fantastic.
Yeah. The route met with the beautiful sight of Southern California mountains, stunning the band as they marched.
And it was really beautiful. I think it helped us keep going.
Yeah.
You did it.
How's it over?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was exhausting.
And at the end, for tuba player Aubrey Hunt, it was worth it.
Reward of finishing it is well worth it, especially with this band. This band is like a family.
That family conquering the Rose Parade together, a moment worth it for the band's leaders.
They worked their butts off all year, and man, they really pushed to the end there. There's more than, honestly, it went really well.
The Castle Marching Knights are back at their hotel this evening for a celebratory dinner. Tomorrow, they're headed to Disneyland, not to perform, but to just have fun, sightsee, and enjoy each other's company, all before they catch the red-eye flight back to the tri-state. I'm reporting in Pasadena, California. Tanner Holbrook, 14 News.